Okay. Okay, guys, how's it going? Here we are. It's 11 p.m. in Southeast Asia. That's in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, if you live in Southeast Asia. So kind of late for us here. And I've been to the movie tonight. I went to see the first part one of Dead Reckoning, the Tom Cruise movie, because part two is coming out next week. So I wanted to just update myself on part one. So that's why I'm a little bit late with the regular. Usually I'm a couple of hours earlier, but that's okay because what I want to do is shift over to look at the news that's coming out. We'll just go to forexfactory.com, and we do have some big news coming up in the next 2 hours from now. And that, of course, is the FOMC, the federal funds rate. So in about 2 hours, it's going to start to get really exciting in the forex market. The charts are going to go crazy. But what are we expecting from FOMC? Well, the markets are pretty sure that we're not going to see any change. Okay, the forecast is for the interest rate to be at 4.5. That was the previous rate, and Jerome Powell has been very straightforward in his policy statements. And so, the markets are pretty sure that he's not going to lower the interest rate. And of course, that is going to keep the president, Donald Duck, in a bad mood because the president wants Trump to lower the interest rate now. He's really, very adamant about that. But Jerome Powell is the one that's in charge of the Federal Reserve of the United States, and he regulates the monetary policy and looks to control inflation. And so we're not expected that he's going to be lowering interest rates today. And then what will be happening after that data is released at 1 a.m. in Southeast Asia, that will be followed by a press conference. Probably Jerome Powell will be speaking. So during that time, the next an hour or two, as the U.S. session closes, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. And what that will be is going to be a knee-jerk reaction to the news. So you'll see maybe some big spikes up and some spikes down, but probably it's going to finish out about where it started mostly. So let's go over and have a look at the charts and see what we're looking at for support and resistance. And I believe you can see my chart now. Yeah, there we go. And of course, I like to start off looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, look at that. Hey, how about that? Yesterday in the U.S. session, it closed really strong, Bitcoin, and then opened up in the Asian Pacific session very strong. Got up to 98,000 today, nearly 97,800. It's fallen down a little bit, but right now trading at 96,800. So we're still seeing the bulls have control of Bitcoin. Is starting to move up. We did get up to 98,000 last week. It came down a little bit, still stayed above 93, 94,000. So in the 90s, that's good news for Bitcoin hodlers. So now trading, hitting that 97, 98,000 again. That's kind of a resistance zone, but we're likely to touch 100,000 maybe this week or perhaps next week, and then beyond 100,000. I don't trade Bitcoin. I've told you that many times. I don't trade Bitcoin. I just buy it on a regular basis as an investment, a digital asset for the future, with buying once a month DCA, dollar cost averaging. But if you trade Bitcoin, that's up to you. So it's very volatile. It hasn't been volatile today. It's mostly moving sideways. But if you had got in early yesterday, you would have had a really, really good trade with that. If you got any comments or questions while I'm doing this, just leave them in the below this video. I'll try to get back to you. I got some people watching now. I don't really see my comments, but I'm looking to see if I get any comments. So let's jump over and look at the charts. And of course, first thing we look at is the DXY. And this is going to be pretty straightforward, guys. We're not really seeing any movement today. The DXY has started here, and then after the entire day of trading, it's still at the same place. So it's just kind of down and then up, mostly in a very tight sideways range. I call that the candlestick sandwich. not really much movement either direction. And that's what we're going to see on the major pairs. We'll look at all of those. The start with the Euro US, and it started up here, and then it's come down and gone back up, and now it's going down. So just a lot of, a little bit of just up and down, sideways movement, trading in a range. All the market is waiting for the FOMC. We all know that it's big news, and we're going to see some knee-jerk reactions when it happens. We're just going to see a lot of volatility. The odd has moved down. All right, it spiked up when the market opened this morning. There was some good news on the, I believe it was the Australian economy, but now that has fallen off. And of course, the New Zealand US trades very similar to the odd US, so it's the same. The pound US, not doing much. Started off with downward movement, came back up a little bit, downward again, then up and then down. Just a yo-yo, I guess we could call it. Then the USD CAD started off right here, and it's right now at the same price where it started earlier in the day. That's what, about 12, 14 hours ago. So not much happening with anything, actually. And if we look over at gold, which is what everybody loves to trade, and we've seen Monday and Tuesday, and today is Wednesday, and we just, today we're not seeing very much, but Monday and Tuesday we saw these two massive moves. And that started out on Monday at 32.24, and then we reached a high of 34.37. So 32.24 to 34, over $200 difference in just 2 days. It's just incredible. It's just not normal. But these are the times we live in. These are not normal times. So what I want to share with you is the support and resistance that we have. Gold started down, dropped a little bit in the Asian session, and then has gone pretty much sideways, even with the London session, a little bit up and down there. But you see how that small candle is there, these very, very small candles. So not much volume, not much momentum. Everybody's waiting for the FOMC. That's very clear, and that's typical. That's normal. But if we should move up, all right, if gold should start to go up, right now we're at about 33.96, 33.86, and our support is just above, our resistance is just above that, 33.96, and it stayed below that all day long. All day long, it stayed below that 33.96. But if we should break above that, well, our first resistance level is going to be 34.30. All right, 34.30, where we were at the close of the U.S. session yesterday, 34.30. If gold starts to move up, that will be the first place it goes. And if there is just a lot of excitement and a lot of momentum and a lot of buying power, and the bulls really have control, it could go up to 34.67. That would be the next, but I really doubt that. I don't think we're going to see much reaction from today's FOMC. If it drops down, then that would be about 33.58 would be our first support level. I expect that we will be in this range right in here somewhere, very tight range. Might get some big move up and then a big move down, but I think generally we're going to finish the U.S. session pretty much about where we started. Of course, I could be wrong. You don't know until the news comes out. We don't try and predict the market. We just react to what the price is telling us it's going to do. You don't try and catch a falling knife. We don't try and predict the market. We're not fortune tellers. And for sure, I want you to know I'm not a CPA. I'm not advising you to take any particular type of trade. This is not financial advice. It's up to you to manage your own account and to use good risk management. So it's always important that you protect your capital. Most important, protect your capital. And for me, I'm not going to be trading. Just let the FOMC do what it will do. And then tomorrow is another day, and I will find another trade set up, and then we'll go from there. This kind of volatility and this kind of crazy news, you don't have to trade every day. You don't have to try and trade all the time. Just wait for things to settle down. Wait for a good trade setup. Plan your trade. Trade the plan. Don't chase the candles. Don't be greedy. Don't overtrade. Don't overlot. And you can be successful trading Forex. So that's gold, and all the major pairs I've looked at the index. We looked at Bitcoin. That's kind of a wrap for this session. I wish you all the best wherever you are. Most people in Southeast Asia won't be staying up for this FOMC. That's another 2 hours from now. But we'll all find out when we wake up tomorrow what kind of damage was done. All right, we'll be reading about the news where Donald Duck was so pissed off with Jerome Powell because he wouldn't lower the interest rates. I'm sure that's going to be the case. It's been the case several times in the past. Okay, so wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great session of trading if you are trading, and I hope you have a great evening or a great day wherever you are. And I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Oh, actually, tomorrow will be a couple of hours earlier because usually I'm about 2 hours earlier. I like to do this when Wall Street opens and just after the U.S. market session gets started. So that's the time that I will be here tomorrow. Any comments or questions, leave them below. And please don't forget to like, love, and share. I'll see you again tomorrow.